These were the real desperate housewives. Hi, I'm Gabby and welcome back to another edition of The Fragrantician, where here on this channel we talk about nothing but fragrances. So in this edition we are doing a special kind of tribute, and it is a tag video that I am creating, and I am going to tag YouTube content creators down below in the inbox. So the video that I'm doing today is, let's take a trip down memory lane. Let's remember, yes, if you're of my age you'll remember it, Knotslanding. Yes, Knotslanding. Now these women in Knotslanding, it was a 1980s soap opera based in Knotslanding, a fictitious cul-de-sac in California, which was a suburb of downtown, was it uptown? I don't know what you call it, a suburb of LA, of Los Angeles, and it was a spin-off from Dallas in the 1980s, which had the famous Ewing family, but the black sheep of the family was Gary Ewing, and he was banished, but he was then brought together back with his old flame, Valene from Tennessee, and they managed to set up home in Knotslanding, that cul-de-sac of Seaview Circle, where there was mayhem, where there was murder, where there was marriage, where there was death. You name it, it all happened in Seaview Circle, and it was the OG real desperate housewives of the 1980s. And fun fact, it was the longest running soap opera from December 1979 to May 1993 of the time. It even outlived Dallas, and it outlived Dynasty. So in this video I have paired up 3 fragrances and an honorary mention, because I always do that, to the ladies of Seaview Circle in Knotslanding. So let's go to the first one, shall we? So let's start off with Earth, which is Valene herself, and I have matched Paris by Yves Saint Laurent. Now, Valene I see as an earth sign. This is just purely conjecture. Is that the word, conjecture? No, I don't know if that's the word. This is purely just speculation on my part. Now, Valene, played by the wonderful Joan Van Ark, was in it right up until season 14, although she did come out of it for one season in season 13. Yes, I'm that kind of a geek. Yes, I do. And I did watch all 344 episodes of Knotslanding. It was on a Friday night here in the UK after the 9 o'clock news, and I would sit down with my grandmother and we would watch it. And I imagine Valene wearing Paris by Yves Saint Laurent, the earth sign, because it is such a delicate, sweet floral of roses and violets from the earth. And Valene Ewing, or do you know what was her maiden name? Valene Clements, that's it. God, I had to think about that then. Valene Clements, or Ewing, who's married to Gary Ewing, she was that girl from Tennessee who never saw the ocean, who in that first scene danced in the ocean with the wonderful Karen Allen. Yes, Karen Allen made a cameo the year before she made Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yes, and Valene had never seen the ocean, and that scene I remember as a child, and I just imagine Valene wearing Paris by Yves Saint Laurent, although it didn't come out till the early 80s, and I think it was 82 or 83 when it came out. But Valene was in those cotton dresses, those flower dresses, and she was just light and airy, and she was innocent. It was always poor Val, poor Val. until she stood up to her nemesis, Jill. Yes, this is a long storyline, I know. But Valene would wear this. She was that down-to-earth country bumpkin girl who then became such a strong character. She was Lucy Ewing's mother in it, and she had her child taken away from her, abandoned, but she came back strong. She had her twins taken away from her. Yes, I know all the storylines of Knotslanding. Give a big thumbs up if you do as well. But I just imagine Valene wearing this because it's delicate, sweet, floral, innocent, light, airy, strong projection, but it's just beautiful and lovely creamy sandalwood, slight hint of vanilla. Actually, I get a lot of sweetness from this, and it's that powdery violet, that powderiness, that delicateness, that comfortness. Valene Ewing, Earth. So next we come to wind, the wind, earth and wind, and I dedicate this fragrance to Karen Fairgate Mackenzie, who lived in Seaview Circle, and she lost her first husband Sid to a car crash, and she then married Mac. And Karen, she was the salt of the earth. She was the woman that all the neighbours would go to. A crisis, Karen was there, and she would be wearing this. Although this didn't come out till 86, 87. But she could dress this for the office. She could wear this to go out. But she also had a little bit of playfulness to this. And Karen Mackenzie Fairgate, she always wanted to see the world through rose-coloured glasses. She did that famous speech where she wanted to be a Pollyanna. Why couldn't she trust people? She just wanted to have people just like each other and trust each other. And Lulu's got that bit of playfulness, but it's still got a little bit of darkness about it. And I think Karen meant business. Karen meant business. She was good in business as well. When she was in business with her sister-in-law, her nemesis, Abby, which I'll come to in a moment. And I just imagine her wearing this. There's a scene where I just feel like she's wearing this, and she's just trying a bit too hard. And it's a very short black skirt. And I just imagine her wearing this. Lulu. It's just a fragrance that has a bit of playfulness. It has a little bit of sweetness. But the incense is there. Karen Mackenzie Fairgate for wind. And then the big guns for fire. Abby, Cunningham, Fairgate, Ewing. I don't know. She married several times. Oh, she even married Greg. Abby, Ewing, Fairgate, Sumner, I don't know, she got through men like nobody's business. She was, still is, a femme fatale. She had that grace, she had that poise, and she had the strength. She had backbone. She always got what she wanted. And she was she was one of those, a big B, but she had a heart for her children. Unlike Alexis in Dynasty or JR in Ewing, she was that bad character, she was that villain, but she was a villain you loved because in the storylines, she did have a heart. Although she had a black heart, she had a good heart as well. And this has some goodness in it from the honey and the sweetness, but it's that deadly tuberose combined with the myrrh and incense that gives it, and those dark berries that gives it a real sting in its tail. People would say, she did get what she wanted, and she was good in business, and she had a saying. I can't really remember what the saying was, but she did say if she had to choose between love or money would always win. And let's face it, the 80s was big on statements with money. It was all about the Reagan era. It was all about Wall Street, everything. And this is a powerhouse of a fragrance that she could lure men in, then dispose of them. But also she could be sweet and gentle. That is Poison. That is Abby Ewing Sumner for Fire. And finally, my honorary mention goes to Lily Mae Clements, the mother of Valene Ewing, who was played by the Emmy Award-winning actress Julie Harris. Yes, I still love Julie Harris. She's departed now, but I loved Julie Harris, but she's departed now. But this is what she would wear, because she was that Tennessee mother that had that giggle, had that laugh, had that lightful playfulness. She could light up a room. She was humorous. She was loving. She was strong. And Anais by Cacheral would be for Julie Harris, who played Lily Mae Clements. She was just lovely. She was, let's face it, in the 1950s, she played alongside James Dean. Yes, the legendary James Dean. She was one of those actresses that's so versatile, but she was funny. And she had that quirky, I can't do an American accent, but there's a line in there where, you know, she would say things like sugar, sweet pea. Oh, it was just, and this is delicate elves, this is delicate childlike. She was a big child with a soft heart, and there was some unfinished business between Valene and her mother when she came to live with Valene and Gary in Knots Landing. And I just imagine her wearing this, and you just, she was one of those women you just wanted to embrace, you wanted to cuddle. But she was so funny, and she encompassed everything about Knots Landing. Anais by Cacheral. So I am tagging some content creators to do their favourite fictional characters in a TV soap or a TV series, and pair a fragrance up to them. I dare you, go on. I had to do Knots Landing because one day I will go to Seaview Circle and meet my real housewife Marcy in California. One day, hopefully soon, if she'll have me, if she'll let me. But until next time, you've been watching another edition of The Fragrantician. And as my dear grandmother used to say, when you're looking after yourself, it's not a sign of vanity, it's a sign of self-respect. See you all in the next video.